Look at them. They're born with it. That invisible spark, that gift they think makes them special, and walk around like the world owes them a victory just because they exist. But you were born with nothing. No talent, no luck, no head start. To the world, you're an error, a glitch in the system. They look at your lack of potential, and they see a floor. They see a limit. I want you to look at that zero. I want you to embrace the emptiness, because when you have nothing to lose. While they rely on their gifts, they grow soft, they grow lazy. But you have to hunt. You have to scrape. You have to turn your lack of talent into a weapon so sharp, it cuts through their destiny. Your body is the only thing that is truly yours. They can take your status, they can take your money, but they can't take the calluses on your hands. Most people treat their lives like a hobby. They work when they feel like it. They train when the sun is out. They quit when the first drop of blood hits the floor. That's why they'll always be average. Obsession is different. Obsession doesn't care about the weather. It doesn't care about your feelings or how much sleep you got last night. Obsession is waking up at 4 a.m. when your lungs are screaming and your muscles are tearing, and saying, more. Comfort is the silent killer. It's the warm bed, the easy path, the good enough mindset. It's the poison that turns lions into house cats. You think you're working hard because you're tired? Everyone is tired. Tired is the baseline. If you aren't pushing past the point of exhaustion into the realm of total breakdown, you're just playing house. I walked away from the blessings of a clan. I walked away from the easy life. Why? Because the only way to find out what you're truly capable of is to strip away every safety net. Now, look at the ones who doubted you. Look at the ones who had everything handed to them. They're starting to sweat, aren't they? They see you coming. They see the look in your eyes. That hollow, focused stare of a man who has nothing to lose. They rely on their energy, their spirit, their luck. But you rely on your discipline. And discipline never runs out. It doesn't flicker when things get hard. It's a constant, crushing force. Break the system! If the world says you aren't supposed to be here, show them why the world is wrong. Tear down their pedestals. Be the anomaly. Be the monster they were too afraid to become. The fight doesn't end when you win. It ends when you stop. And if you're like me, you never stop. Winning is just a byproduct of the obsession. The goal isn't the trophy. The goal isn't the praise. The goal is the process. The goal is knowing that at any given second, you are the most dangerous person in the room because you've put in more work than everyone else combined. They'll call you a legend. They'll call you a beast. But you'll know the truth. You're just a man who refused to be ordinary. You're just the one who did the work. Now, get back to it. It gets quiet at the top, not because the world stops moving, but because you've left everyone else behind. Most people want the crown, but they can't handle the silence that comes with it. They want the results, but they're terrified of the isolation. To be the best, you have to be okay with being alone. You have to be okay with the fact that no one understands why you're still working while they're sleeping. No one sees the vision because they haven't paid for the sight. If you're looking for a pat on the back or a job well done, you've already lost. The only validation a predator needs is the proof of his own power. Let them have their crowds. I'll take the silence. I'll take the cold. Because in the dark, you find out who you really are. Everything has a price. You want to be a legend? Then you pay in blood. You want to be untouchable? Then you pay in sweat. There are no discounts on greatness. Every morning you wake up and your body says no. That's the bill coming due. Pay it. Every time your mind tells you that one day off won't hurt, that's a trap. Pay the price. Discipline is just the interest you pay on the life you want. Look at your scars. Those aren't accidents. Those are receipts. Each one proves you survived a moment where a lesser man would have folded. Don't hide them. Wear them like armor. Because a man who is paid for his power is a man who can never be broken. They call it unhealthy. They call it too much. Of course they do. To a person who is content with being average, obsession looks like a disease. But to us, obsession is the only cure for being ordinary. You have to be possessed. You have to be a slave to your own potential. When you're eating, you're thinking about the work. When you're sleeping, you're dreaming about the work. When you're failing, you're analyzing the work. Balance? Balance is for people who are afraid to fall. I don't want balance. I want dominance. I want to be so far ahead that the competition is just a dot on the horizon. If you isn't obsessed, you're just taking up space. Now, watch what happens when you stop caring about their rules. Watch what happens when you stop asking for permission to be great. They can't stop a man who is willing to die for the grind. They can't stop a man who has already killed his own weaknesses. They rely on their luck. They rely on their bloodline. But you rely on the fact that you have survived hell every single day. In the gym, in the office, in your mind. You are the one who does the killing now. Hunt them down. Break their spirits. Show them that a monkey with a blade is more dangerous than a king with a crown. Don't just win. Erase the doubt. Become the nightmare they can't wake up from. Motivation is a lie. It's a spark that vanishes the moment the room gets cold. If you're waiting to feel like doing the work, you've already handed your life over to chance. I don't care how you feel. The weights don't care. The road doesn't care. The only thing that matters is the execution. Did you show up? Did you pay the debt you owe to your future self? Most people fail because they treat their goals like an option. They think they can negotiate with their discipline. But you cannot negotiate with the truth. You either did the work or you didn't. There is no middle ground. Every day you miss is a day you die a little more. You have to learn to love the sting, the burn in your lungs, the ache in your bones. That's not pain. That's the feeling of your old, weak self being burned away. People run from discomfort. They seek the shade. They seek the easy chair. But the shade is where things go to rot. The sun, the heat, the struggle. That's where things grow. You want to be blessed? Then stay in the fire until you're forged. Don't look for the exit. Look for the deepest part of the struggle and make it your home. When you stop fearing the pain, you become a man who can never be controlled. They are waiting for you to fold. The world is watching, hoping you'll prove them right. They want to see you fail because it makes them feel better about their own mediocrity. Don't give them the satisfaction. Become a machine. Become a force that doesn't recognize the word quit. When they hit you, you hit back harder. When they say no, you say, Watch me. No excuses, no retreat. Turn your obsession into a weapon. Let the world see what happens when a man decides he will not be broken. Redline it. Push until the limits shatter. Show them the monster you've become. Victory isn't a destination. It's a habit. It's the way you tie your shoes. It's the way you handle the smallest tasks. If you can't be disciplined in the dark, you'll never shine in the light. The grind is your religion now. The results, they're just the offerings on the altar. Don't worry about the outcome. Just worry about the work. If the work is perfect, the outcome is inevitable. You are the architect of your own hell, and the king of your own heaven. Choose wisely, because the clock never stops, and neither do I. Now, do it until it's part of your DNA.